One time, like this.
For those who hop and make your one nigga straight loony after taking one up.
Check it out now. Look up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a bird.
Dope fiend.
The master, the master.
Vision, the better living, trees for breakfast.
I took a pull from the blunt.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Ooh, baby, I like it raw.
This is SF Mo, your prison lawyer, and you're in a grill on Pete. Hey, you understand? I had a fortunate opportunity to be in space with these individuals, formerly incarcerated individuals, who were talking about reshaping criminal injustice. Take a listen.
Be able to sort of reimagine the processes that have governed our lives for so long, and we're a part of that. And understand that this is significant and matters. With that, I'm going to bring Justin, who's the executive director from MNJRC, and he'll give you a little background on exactly what the project is and why we're here.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Yo, can everyone hear me okay? All right, my name is Justin Terrell. I'm the executive director of the Minnesota Justice Research Center. I'm going to give you a quick background on our organization so you know who you're rocking with today. Obviously, shout out to Until We Are All Free for getting y'all here and framing up why we're here. The Minnesota Justice Research Center, our mission is just this, to transform the criminal legal system. We don't believe we have a justice system. We have a criminal legal system that is really good at protecting the profits and property of the wealthy and dividing and controlling the rest of us. And I've never been to prison before, I want to be clear about that, but even with a bullshit ass gross misdemeanor, I face barriers to employment, housing, and the whole nine. And so when
a few days though, we love you for it.
Say what?
You came to prison a few days.
I did spend some time with y'all. But the point is I wake up every day trying to figure out what the mission and the assignment is for the moment that we have right now in our country. And what I'm coming to believe by listening and growing with y'all and many other groups is that we have to realign the institutions that govern our society so that they are able to actually serve the democratic multicultural society we're becoming. Let's be honest, they weren't built for us. They don't serve us. They target us, and at best, they just fail us. And so today's assignment is really about taking time to provide input into what the state will negotiate with the city, which will be called a consent decree, which is basically a legally binding agreement that the city will have to follow. And if they fail to reach any of the benchmarks along the timeline, there's a judge and a group of community monitors that can hold them accountable. Now listen, this isn't the big policy idea conversation. This is the what do you want to see in MPD conversation. And maybe you don't want to see anything. That's fine. We're actually here for that conversation too. But maybe you just want to see dignity. Maybe you want to be able to trust that when you make a phone call, the folks showing up aren't looking for you just because you're there and you're black. Maybe there's other experiences that are important to you that you want to make sure we call out. But what we learned today will go into a report that is due to the Commissioner of Human Rights in the middle of August. And throughout the rest of the month of July, we're going to be hosting, right now I think we have 17 events on the docket, 5 big ones for the general community, and then several smaller ones like this that we'll do with targeted community members. So we're coming here first. This is the first event, and we're going straight to the formerly incarcerated community, and that's on purpose. Everyone agrees that's a good idea?
Yes, sir.
All right. So for folks who don't know me, I'll say just like 2 quick things. I grew up down the block from here. This is where I did my after-school programming as a kid. I already shared a little bit about the fact that I have a criminal history. I survived Minneapolis in the 90s. Y'all know what that means. And I just want you to know that I would like you to consider me your servant. There's weird things that happen when you put Edie behind your name, but the reality is that, like, Like, I'm just here to keep it real and to make sure that that our people have an advocate. For too long, we've been getting gaslit. No one in this room didn't believe that Minneapolis police didn't participate in race-based policing. That wasn't news to any of us. We've been screaming it for 50 years. But it wasn't until data got put behind that experience that we had an opportunity to put some real change in place. That feels crazy making to me, because why couldn't they just listen to us? But that's the strategy of the MNJRC. We are here to put research behind our experiences, to educate the broad masses and develop policy in rooms like this that we can then go and advocate for to bring about the actual change that is necessary, not needed, but necessary, if our systems are ever going to evolve to the point where they can actually serve our communities. And they may not get there, but if they don't evolve, it's not going to be because we didn't try. So that's, am I missing anything else, Taylor? Kev, Zeke, I'm good?
Yeah.
Then let's get into the activity for the day. Yep. So let's get into the activity for the day. We're going to start with a short 90-second video that we're going to cut. Emily, could you cut the fan for me? It's 90 seconds without the fan. So put on your listening goggles or whatever, your listening hat. I don't know. Shit.
We all deserve to live in safe, thriving communities. But race-based policing in Minneapolis makes everyone less safe. It may not be surprising that the Minnesota Department of Human Rights found the city of Minneapolis and the police department engage in a pattern or practice of race discrimination. Race-based policing violates our state's civil rights law. So the state and the city, with help from the community, are taking the next step with the potential for meaningful, long-term change. They're working towards developing a consent decree. A consent decree is an agreement between the state and the city that identifies specific changes to policing with a clear timeline, and it's being developed now. This is not like past efforts to reform policing here. The city and the MPD will be accountable to the court, and an independent team will monitor progress, engage with the community, and report to a judge. Failure to follow the consent decree is the same as breaking the law. These changes will live on, regardless of election cycles. A consent decree is one of many tools. Needed change must be shaped based on the experiences and needs of our community. That's why we are looking for your ideas. We want to know what changes should be made to the culture of policing in Minneapolis. You can share your ideas right now by going to mn.gov/mdhr/MPD. You can also learn about engagement sessions on our website, mnjrc.org. Together, we have the power and the opportunity to create a community that is safe for everyone.
If you want to watch the video again, it's on our website. So just go to the resources page, sign up for our email list. Just a little bit of background, and then I'm going to introduce Caleb. So my previous role, I was at the state of Minnesota at the Council for Minnesota of African Heritage. It's important for y'all to know this quick story. I'm going to share this quick story on the file. After the murder of George Floyd, it was my job to advise the governor and all 201 elected members of the legislature on how to respond. And we set out to do three things. One of them is around officer licensure. So how do you get around the union? You address licensure. You can't be a cop if you don't have a license. If you're not a cop, you can't be in the union, right? So we can revoke licensure based on misconduct. That lets us hold officers accountable around for misconduct. So that strategy is moving right now. The second one was we want to keep Ellison to be on the case. So we talked to community members a week or so in the community during the uprising, and folks were like, we don't trust Freeman, get somebody else on the case, we got Keith on the case. Even the folks who were concerned about Keith, if you notice, Keith brought in Blackwell to do the actual trial, right? So those are all things that we advocated for. And then the final thing we advocated for was a 10-year investigation into MPD. It took 2 years, but that report came out, and this is the outcome of that demand. So I just want to, before I introduce Taylor, I want to make sure people understand. This ain't an accident. This took lots of advocacy from a lot of people to be able to get us to this point. And now we have the opportunity to not just lock up their shopping, not just completely overhaul the standard of conduct for every officer in the state of Minnesota, but we also have an opportunity for historic specifically that's never been done, not like the DOJ did in Baltimore, not like the DOJ did in Cleveland or Cincinnati, but we're doing one for the state that actually addresses racial discrimination. This is an historic opportunity. I'm excited to be Caleb, who's our research manager on this project, who's going to lead us through this activity, and we'll be on the other side of this, ready to provide our feedback to the commission. Thank you so much.